Hello Sagittarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Sagittarius for the week of August 29th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Sagittarius. Now I am using the Tarot Muka as well as the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. We'll make sure everything is in view. We'll get right into it. All right. Go ahead and put this up here. And we'll take 3 of these oracle cards. I think that looks just about good enough to me. All right, Sagittarius. So first and foremost, definitely some nice abundance here showing up in the future position. Okay, really like that for you. There's been a little bit of a soul searching that some of you have been going through recently, I think for sure. You know, this could be around not having a clearly defined path or something not being clearly defined in your life. I can tell you, speaking from personal experience, having a clearly defined goal has always helped me. And the times when I don't, it's not that it's not possible to make progress, it's just it's a lot easier to make progress when something is clearly defined, like something is clearly defined. And I think that, you know, you've been spending some time soul searching, and I think some of you are looking to get clear here. I'll talk about that more actually right now. So in the overall situation, you have the moon. Okay, so the moon is something that is potentially not as it appears. You know, it's harder to see in the dark than it is in the light. The moon is about, you know, potential deceptions, but it could also be that you are not seeing something clearly, or you don't have all the facts when you get the moon card. And so this is what I'm really coming to here with this idea of like creating a clearly defined goal or creating a clearly defined path, but also because of this Hermit card, which I'll talk about in a minute. But to wrap up this, to talk about this moon for a little bit more, the thing is, so some of you are creating clarity in your life, and it's almost like, you know, once you have a clearly defined situation, then there's a lot less room left to like ask yourself what if or why, or you know endlessly or mindlessly search for something. The other thing about the moon is, you know, it can be a major message of intuition. It can also ask you to be very careful of emotionally charged situations. Emotions could be high when you get the moon card. If you think about the new moon, full moon cycles, those are emotionally charged periods of time, right? And also, like, I don't know if you know this, but fun fact, hospital visits, ER visits go up during new moon, full moon cycles, especially the full moon. Fun fact. But in the past, you have the 5 of Pentacles as well as the Hermit card here. So the Hermit is a card of soul searching, but it's about introspection, okay? And which is, yeah, I mean, really like soul searching, but this person is doing it on their own, right? They are kind of on the path of the sage. They're on the path of enlightenment, and they are becoming wiser day in and day out by spending time on their own, communing with the universe, and you know, becoming introspective. The 5 of Pentacles, interestingly enough, in this illustration of the card, you can see that they're praying, okay? They're looking up, they're looking for help. And I think some of you have been like a little bit lost. You've been trying to find your way, and you've realized that the way forward is within at this time. And I think some of you, you're trying to create clarity here around money, around abundance situations. You're seeking, you're searching for an answer. And the idea is the light is within you. When you get the Hermit card, the light is not only within the lantern, but it's also within you, okay? And it's this idea that you possess the knowledge that you need. I heard this quote the other day. I was reading, I think it was an audiobook that I was listening to, and it was something to the effect of like, we are all born humans are born already knowing how to walk. And the idea is that like you probably don't remember the first step you took because you were like a toddler or a kid or a very young child. But the idea with that quote is you already possess the knowledge of knowing how to walk. And it's giving me this kind of like vibe here with the Hermit card where it's like you possess the knowledge that you need to create major abundance in your life. And I'm going to talk about that now. Because in the future, you have the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress card. Okay, so this is a major message of abundance. The Nine of Pentacles is all about financial independence. You can see the pentacles growing in the soil, as well as the fruit sustains life, right? Fruit, you can live on fruit. And obviously pentacles can provide you with resources to do things, right? And so this person is financially independent. They also have their animal friend, which makes them emotionally happy, which is part of your health. And so it's this idea of health as wealth as well. And so when you get the Nine of Pentacles, it's really a nice card of not only financial independence, but also your ability to build something that allows you to stand on your own 2 feet. And you have that combined here with the Empress, which just blows it all up because and I say that in a good way, because the Empress is the most abundant card in the tarot. It is fertility, prosperity, the ability to nurture something in your life like a mother would nurture their children. The Empress is the mother archetype in the tarot, but this is at a much different level. This is nurturing your abundance. This is nurturing something into your life here at this time. It's also Venus energy. Venus is about beauty, romance, luck, or not luck, sorry, that's Jupiter. Venus is about beauty, romance, luxury, wealth, the finer things in life, all of those sorts of things. And so I think for some of you, you're curating, you're planting, you are seeing something grow, you're really bringing something money-wise or materially into your life. Let's see what this might be around. So you have the Six of Wands, you have the Three of Wands, Ace of Wands, and you have the Five of Swords. Okay, so Wands is the suit of work, career, enterprise. You had these all, the first 3 cards in the second layer were Wands cards. Actually, you have a really nice combination here. So you have a nice reading here, Sagittarius, I have to tell you. So let me get these cards out. So the Three of Wands and the Six of Wands are connected. And the idea here is the Three of Wands is the first win in the suit of Wands. And it says that small wins build up to big wins over time. The Six of Wands is the big win, okay? And so for some of you, there's this idea of building. There's building something, okay? I don't know what you're building, but you're building something here, Sagittarius, in your life. And, to go into this deeper, the Three of Wands here, this is somebody, they are looking out to the ocean and they're realizing that they have the entire ocean in front of them. They have so many different ways to go. They're excited, they're getting fired up, and they're also, ready to go on an adventure. And you also have this here with the Six of Wands, which I've talked about is like a bigger win in the tarot. The Six of Wands says that you are exceeding expectations and you've triumphed over the Five of Wands conflict, and you're now sort of being rewarded and recognized. Now, this is showing up in the past, so it is possible that some of you have sort of been stacking up the wins here. But what I love is you also have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so again, Wands, work, enterprise, career, energy, inspiration, passion, fire, all of those types of things. The Ace of Wands is the card that you want if you're ready to physically start something. So this is a big card of side hustles. It's the biggest card of like a side hustle in the tarot. And this can really say that you're ready to put something out there, especially maybe you're launching something. Some of you could be launching something here in the future, especially with this Nine of Pentacles and the Empress card. But the Ace of Wands could also be about initiating a workout routine, fitness routine, healthy diet, something like that. But I think for you, this is heavily about work and money, but particularly in those areas as it relates to abundance. here with the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress in the future. You definitely love to see this passionate new beginning showing up with the Ace of Wands. You then have the Five of Swords, which is some type of conflict or loss. It's really like a loss or a defeat. However, as I always like to say with the Five of Swords, it's a card that makes you stronger, because the reality is it's not up only. Like in life, we have to deal with controversy. We have to deal with challenges. We have to deal with conflict. We have to deal with loss. And we also have to deal with change. And it's part of what we signed up to experience here on planet Earth. And I think for some of you here, there's something that might be happening in the future, but it's not anything that you can't handle. Okay, so this is an overwhelmingly positive reading. I think, again, coming back here to center, getting clear is really going to help you, especially if you're dealing with maybe a challenge here in the future. Let's go ahead and take a look at these three oracle cards. So you have Melchizedek, higher learning. You've learned from experience. More inner study is required to further progress. You have Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. And you have Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. So these two cards in particular are really tying the reading together, really syncing well with the reading. What did I talk about here? Introspection, inner voice with the Hermit, finding the answer within, inner voice here, trust your inner voice with the Master Buddha card. And then you have this is the most abundant card in this Oracle deck, Lord Ganesh. And I talked about how there's maybe like an obstacle here in the future. Well, I think you're going to run right through the obstacle. I don't think it's going to be a huge issue for you. And yeah. So love these cards showing up here for you. Let's go ahead and get some additional details. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Ten of Cups, you have the Star, wow, Sagittarius, and you have the High Priestess. Really, really loving the energy here for Sagittarius. Definitely good for our fellow Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Venus, whatever you're watching. I'm a Sagittarius rising. But yeah, definitely love to see this. So the Ten of Cups is also a major energy of abundance. It is a little bit different than the Nine of Cups, than the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. It is abundance nonetheless. This family here, they are realizing that they've reached the last cup at the end of the rainbow. They have accomplished something that makes them extremely happy. In this case, it could be buying this house in the background. They do own the home in the background, but this is just a really nice set or scene here for this family. The flowing river, the sun is out, the cups are overflowing, the rainbow is out. They have a nice home. The family's together. It's all about good times, happiness, a windfall of happiness, an overflow of emotions, and emotional abundance. But it is abundance generally here when you get the Ten of Cups, so it's definitely something you like to see. There's been something that has happened here that has really hit for you in the past with the Six of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Is because you've been stacking, you've been building. Okay, you've been working through, you've been diligently working towards something. You have the Star card, you have my two favorite cards with the Ace of Wands and the Star card. No secret, these are my two favorite cards in the tarot. The Star card is all about a wish being granted to you. And it's also a major energy of optimism, hope, healing. By the way, if you are interested in being on social media, you have two of the social media cards that I look for. Star, think about being in the starlight or being a star. And then you also have the Six of Wands, which this person's being publicly recognized, right? So being in the public or being on social media here. Certainly something like that could be, coming forward for you, or you may have already started that for yourself here, Sagittarius. And then you also here have the High Priestess, which is the major message of intuition in the tarot. Trust your gut, listen to the voice of your soul, trust your inner voice, with the Hermit, the High Priestess, and the Master Buddha card for sure. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. So you have the Three of Cups, and you also have the Two of Cups. So those cards come one after the other, right? And so there could be a progression of events. I feel like saying there's a progression of happiness here for you, because we also have this Ten of Cups in the past. Three of Cups is about your social circle. It's the people you spend your time with, engage with, maybe even your day-to-day, or your close friend group, maybe your family, probably it could be your family here with the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. But on another level, you could be meeting somebody through a friend of a friend with the 3 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. If you are open and interested in new love, that could certainly be showing up here through a friend of a friend, or through a social gathering, or through a social event. 2 of Cups is my favorite romance card. It's 2 souls linking up in this lifetime. And there's this idea of abundance here. Could be a passionate situation, as you have this in the same column with the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, 2 of Cups is a very fun, a very, very passionate connection between you and another person. At the top of the pyramid here, you have the Devil. Interesting. Was not expecting that, but that is as it goes sometimes. So the Devil is asking you to remove anything that is toxic from your life. That could be a person. It oftentimes shows up as a toxic person. Maybe somebody, for example, a micromanager, if you work under a micromanager, or somebody who's trying to keep you under their thumb or whatever. But I think that this is probably more inward facing, and if that is the case, the Devil card asks you to sort of work through a shadow. Put a shadow out and name it and work through it, because you have it here with the Moon. So I think that some of you are working through that here, especially as it relates to like an abundance situation. On the bottom of the deck, you have the 9 of Wands. Definitely not a time to give up here. You are definitely building on something, and building takes time, but building also comes with great rewards. So you are so close to finishing something, and I would say this is your push to keep going, Sagittarius. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.